that he was not gay. Now, my thing is this: if you don't want people to know your business, then you just don't speak on it. Now, you're not going to make me look like a damn fool. I don't care who you are. I don't care how big of a star you are. You're not about to make me look like a fool.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Buss.
Shannon Sharpe's former stylist has come forward with a surprising audio recording suggesting that Shannon may have been living a double life. For those who assumed the recent SA allegations were the peak of controversy, this new development could indicate otherwise. That lawsuit has already attracted widespread media attention, as you've probably seen. Now, his ex-stylist is stepping into the spotlight, claiming all of this ties into what he refers to as Shannon's alleged Hollywood humiliation ritual. Yes, you heard correctly. He's now releasing vague but potentially damaging material, along with accusations that could further impact Shannon's public image. But the story doesn't stop there. He also alleges that Shannon tried to silence him, supposedly in an effort to prevent certain private matters from becoming public knowledge. So what's really happening here? Did Shannon Sharpe attempt to suppress his former male stylist? And is there more to this situation than what's currently been revealed? Let's break it down. The person behind these allegations is Russell Hollywood Simpson. What surprised many was that from the start of their working relationship, there were murmurs that their connection might extend beyond business. Some observers speculated this could be a quiet sign that Shannon was preparing to come out, especially since the two were frequently spotted together in public. Still, it's not unusual for celebrities to be seen often with their stylists, so that alone didn't confirm anything definitive. However, attention grew when people discovered that Russell had previously been in a relationship with former NFL player Kerry Rhodes. Considering that background and his frequent presence alongside Shannon, the speculation only intensified. Online discussions picked up momentum, and it became apparent that Shannon was uneasy with the mounting attention. Talks about his preferences started gaining traction. Even prior to this, there had been persistent rumors suggesting Shannon might be privately living a different personal life. Some even joked about his resemblance to Miss Netta, which further fueled the ongoing chatter. Then came a moment involving comedian Mike Epps, who appeared to make indirect remarks aimed at Shannon. Epps mentioned that Shannon had invited him to appear on Club Shay Shay, but he chose not to, reportedly due to the speculation surrounding Shannon at the time.
Obviously, I'm embarrassed. Someone that is extremely private, and to have one of your most intimate details, the audio heard for the entire world to hear. I'm embarrassed for a number of reasons. People count on Shannon, Shay Shay Media, Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, ESPN. There are a lot of people that count on Shannon to be professional at all times, and I always try to be professional at all times. Even when I'm behind closed doors, I still try to remain a level of professional, although I'm in the privacy of my own home. And I'm very disappointed in myself, not for the act. I think there are millions and billions of people of consenting age that engage in activities, but to have your most intimate detail on the audio to be heard, I'm disappointed in myself. I let a lot of people down. My kids, I reached out to them. I called my sister. My friends reached out. But guys, this was not staged. Came in, I threw my phone on the bed, engaged in an activity. I did not know IG Live. I've never been on IG Live. I've never turned IG Live on. So I don't know how it works. And so all of a sudden, my other phone is going off and people are calling me FaceTime that I've never talked to a day in my life on FaceTime. And I'm like, why are y'all calling me FaceTime? And after a while, Jamie Fritz, who's been my longtime marketing guy, he finally got through to me and he says, Shannon, you on IG Live? I'm like, doing what? You know, I'm like, what am I on IG Live for? I ain't hit no IG Live button. He says, they can hear. I'm like, so now, Ocho, you know, I say ask for patience. He said they can hear. And now I'm starting to get agitated again.
Shannon Sharpe also took a moment to respond to claims that he had deliberately set up the entire incident. He firmly maintained that the Instagram live broadcast happened by mistake, describing it as a complete accident. However, many viewers found that explanation difficult to accept. After all, going live on Instagram typically involves several deliberate steps. Despite Shannon's efforts to clarify, a significant portion of the audience remained doubtful, suggesting that his response seemed more like an attempt to walk back what had already occurred. Soon after, various theories started to circulate. Some speculated that the livestream may have been a strategic move, potentially designed to distract from the ongoing attention surrounding Shannon's personal life. Others believed the timing wasn't random and may have been an effort to get ahead of a more serious revelation. To add to the skepticism, the audio clip itself didn't exactly help ease concerns. Viewers noted that Shannon's tone felt unnatural, almost performative. It didn't come across as sincere. As expected, social media quickly dissected every aspect of it. Shannon's handling of the situation only raised more questions. If the live stream truly was accidental, critics asked, why respond with such defensiveness? Then came the unexpected. Mention of someone named Michelle. Her name surfaced suddenly, and Shannon's explanation didn't offer much insight. He claimed that his assistant, Jordan, was the one who ended the live stream, but that only fueled more questions. Was Jordan intervening for damage control? And if he had the ability to stop the stream, was he also capable of starting it? The story seemed inconsistent, leaving many to wonder whether Shannon was being fully forthcoming. Matters escalated when Russell made it clear he wasn't going to let Shannon dominate the public narrative without challenging it. He began posting cryptic but targeted messages on Instagram, casting doubt on Shannon's account. In one Instagram story, Russell wrote, "I love my private life, but you may see a little bit, just not too much. I'll tell you that." He followed with, "The hardest thing I ever had to do was keep quiet," but Russell didn't stay vague for long. Eventually, he addressed the issue more directly. In a later post, he said, "Going live accidentally when you have to open the app, swipe right, swipe left twice, and hit the button is absolutely insanely impossible." It became evident that he was intent on sharing his perspective, even if he wasn't disclosing everything at once. In another post, he remarked, "So much I want to say, but nah," accompanied by the caption, "I'll wait till the right time." He also added, "I know how Shannon operates, and I wouldn't put it past him to plan something like this." For additional context, this isn't the first time Russell has spoken out publicly. He had previously criticized former NFL player Kerry Rhodes, accusing him of concealing parts of his personal life, signaling that Russell isn't one to remain silent when he believes the truth needs to be addressed.
It all started when someone had leaked some pictures of he and I out. And he said to the tabloids that he was not gay. Now, my thing is this. If you don't want people to know your business, then you just don't speak on it. Now, you're not going to make me look like a damn fool. I don't care who you are. I don't care how big of a star you are. You're not about to make me look like a fool.
Whenever Russell begins to drop subtle clues about someone possibly leading a double life, it tends to get people's attention. That's why his decision not to fully disclose details about Shannon raised some eyebrows. Some fans have speculated that Shannon may have intervened to keep the story from surfacing. Even after the two ended their working relationship, it's been said that Shannon continued to keep tabs on Russell, possibly out of concern that he might speak out. When public criticism didn't seem to have the desired effect, Shannon allegedly changed his strategy. According to reports, Bravo had considered offering Hollywood a role on a reality show, but Shannon was rumored to have stepped in and blocked the opportunity. Media Takeout claimed that Hollywood's team told Tasha K that Shannon had been actively working to prevent him from appearing on the program. Now, with Shannon facing a new legal challenge, Russell seems less inclined to stay quiet. In a recent Instagram post, he implied that he used to manage Shannon's personal affairs almost like a behind-the-scenes coordinator. He posted, "See, when I was around, you never heard a single word. I had everything so organized." This already complex situation took another turn after Russell's comments. His former bodyguard has now stepped forward with claims of his own, stating that Shannon was a frequent guest at Diddy's private events and that he met his current partner at one of those gatherings. It's still uncertain whether that partner is the same woman now suing Shannon for $50 million or someone he was involved with after that relationship. The bodyguard, identified as Saka Zumba, says he has video evidence that allegedly shows Shannon attending one of Diddy's exclusive parties events that have long been the subject of speculation. But the controversy wasn't limited to the footage. Saka also made personal claims about Shannon's conduct, suggesting that he may be bisexual and accusing him of inappropriate behavior at those parties, including allegedly engaging with someone who was underage at the time. He added more fuel to the fire with a tweet that read, "Fenda, that ninja Shannon met his 304 at a Diddy party when she was 17. Watch Cat back and you'll understand." In this case, 304 is slang referring to a S worker. The mention of Cat Williams seemed to suggest there may be more to the story, particularly considering Cat's previous comments about questionable behavior in the entertainment industry. Although the tweet was deleted soon after it was posted, the impact was already felt. As is often the case on social media, screenshots spread quickly and the post went viral in no time. The timing raised even more questions. It came just as Shannon announced he would be stepping away from ESPN until the NFL preseason. That development only added to the ongoing speculation as many began to wonder what might be unfolding behind the scenes. To be clear, this type of allegation isn't without precedent. In the past, other celebrity bodyguards have spoken out about what allegedly occurs at Diddy's private events. These security professionals don't just provide protection, they also witness everything happening around them. One of them, Big Homie CC, who previously worked with Jamie Foxx, publicly shared some of the bizarre things he'd observed. He once claimed to have seen a grown man running around naked at one of Diddy's parties. So while Saka Zumba's claims about Shannon are certainly controversial, they didn't come as a surprise to those who have been following this ongoing narrative closely.
And his hospitalization was due to Diddy. There are stories of him getting beat up and getting put, but I know he was on a movie set, but something from an altercation or something from drug related that was given to him.
Diddy will pull up and get wild with you by himself. Like, he's not soft. So that's the whole thing with him, like, you know.
He'll pull up and take something, like it.
Bro, he'll pull up and, bro, he slapped Drake.
He did, and everyone looked over that.
This is where the situation begins to take a more concerning turn. Among the most serious claims so far is the allegation that Shannon Sharpe was involved with a 17-year-old girl at one of Diddy's exclusive parties. What adds to the uncertainty is Shannon's consistent denial of ever attending these events. In a previous interview with Kai Cenat, he even remarked that he wasn't well known enough to receive an invitation to such gatherings.
I found out I was Diddy's neighbor on the third day. I swear to you, I didn't even know Diddy was right there. I literally, my barber came in, he's like, "You know you right next to Diddy, right?" Or like it had somebody dropped it in my Reddit of the view of the helicopter, and then right over it, it was Diddy's house. Like, he got a slide in the backyard and all type of shit. Wow. It's crazy, yeah. It was just the most random.
So it might have been some parties at your house.
Oh my God. You ever was at a Diddy party?
No,
Never?
I ain't never been invited. I ain't that big. I mean, maybe if I was in the position that I'm in now, but back then, no. I don't get invited to no parties, bro. Plus, I'm a homebody.
Do you like partying or no? Nah. I feel
I just like to be to myself, man.
I feel that.
You know.
I feel that.
They see me, I'm in the airport, or I'm going point A to point. Normally, mainly when people see me, I'm in the airport, I'm at the gym.
Yeah.
That's the extent.
Or you getting freaky.
Huh? There you go. Hey, Kai,
give me some more.
It's too soon, Kai. Kai, I need a year. September 11, 2025.
Hey, you a freak ass. Hey, this nigga a freak. Hey, Shannon, no, I'm on you now, bro. Damn, you was going crazy, bro.
Oh, come on.
No, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you know how scary that is?
However, with these new allegations coming directly from his former bodyguard, Shannon's version of events is now being questioned. Online users have started examining past footage, pointing out contradictions and highlighting inconsistencies. In his previous remarks, just as the situation seemed to reach a boiling point, another theory began gaining momentum, one that has sparked widespread discussion across social media. Some now believe this may be part of what's commonly called a humiliation ritual. For those unfamiliar, the term refers to a scenario where someone is publicly embarrassed, often as a turning point in their public image. Interestingly, many people point out that celebrities often experience a surge in fame or financial opportunity. After such moments, the timing has raised even more suspicion. Reports suggest that Shannon is currently negotiating a $100 million deal connected to his Club Shay Shay podcast, a figure that exceeds the total earnings from his entire NFL career. Coincidentally, just as this major opportunity is unfolding, a lawsuit surfaces in which a woman accuses him of serious misconduct. According to the lawsuit, the woman alleges that Shannon exercised manipulation and control over her, claiming that he assaulted her from behind on 2 occasions, once in October 2024 and again in January 2005, even after she asked him to stop. The legal complaint outlines several disturbing claims, including threats and physical abuse. The woman states that Shannon repeatedly ignored her objections, even as she cried and screamed. She says they first met at a gym in Los Angeles and were involved in a consensual relationship that lasted 2 years, but that the dynamic became increasingly hostile. She also alleges that he threatened her when she tried to share her location with friends. In addition, she claims that Shannon recorded their intimate moments without her consent. While he allegedly told her the recordings were for his personal use, she asserts that he later distributed the content to others multiple times. In response to these serious allegations, Shannon issued a public statement saying Shannon has characterized the lawsuit as a blatant and cynical effort to extort him for a large sum of money, implying that the accuser's motives are primarily financial. In his official response, he alleges that the woman identified as Miss Zuniga once showed him a secretly recorded video of one of their private encounters. According to Shannon's team, the footage was heavily edited and intentionally distorted to misrepresent what they claim was a consensual interaction. The statement goes on to say that all available evidence supports the nature of their relationship as mutually consensual and includes role play elements, explicit dialogue, and fantasy scenarios allegedly introduced by Miss Zuniga herself. Shannon's side argues that the video is part of a broader attempt to blackmail him, and when viewed alongside earlier text messages between them, it becomes clear that the encounter was not coercive. Shannon continues to firmly reject all accusations of coercion and sexual misconduct, particularly the claim of assault. He maintains that he will not be intimidated by what he sees as a deliberate extortion scheme. According to his statement, he is fully prepared to present his case in court and believes the legal system will ultimately clear his name. In light of these developments, especially with discussions around a potential $100 million deal connected to Club Shay Shay, some observers are drawing comparisons to what's often described as a humiliation ritual. With so much on the line, it's not surprising that some believe he may be either targeted or involved in something more strategic. But now we'd like to hear from you. What do you make of this situation? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out our next video for more updates.